We also had great test rugby build-up. We played teams like France and England. You shed some light on people playing finals, quarterfinals, Rugby World Cup for the first time, and there were also players who would have gone and played in Twickenham and a great achievement even before playing in the Rugby World Cup in France, and teams like France and England, and getting great results there, creating history. What was the feeling in camp? How were the players feeling?
Well, we give credit to Fiji Rugby and those who had organized, our previous management at FRU, who had organized these two tests leading into the Rugby World Cup, and with Simon in there leading that charge to allow us to play France and then play England. Now, a lot of our young players have now enjoyed a second season of Super Rugby, but playing France in France, if you haven't played Test Rugby and you play that kind of atmosphere, it's just different. I mean, when we played France in Nantes, the sound of that crowd was so massive. And for our young Drua players, Taxi Caniver, I'm not sure if he started or if he came off the bench. Isona Silasila, all those players from our Drua team who started in that game. Look at the lights is glaring in your eyes, and also just the noise of the crowd. That was massive. We don't have that in Super Rugby. And our test matches down south, I think, does not meet up to what is offered up there. And that was their baptism of fire. That was massive for them. When you look at that, it really gives us a sense of assurance as Fijians, because our Flying Fijians beat France at Parc de France in Paris back in 2018 before the Rugby World Cup. Now, they did that up in France. So surely there's something special about Fiji Rugby. When we went and played England in Twickenham the following week, the boys have come through the Nantes experience. They were at home in Twickenham. The boys were relaxed. They were chill, because England came at whirlwind pace. The first 10-15 minutes, it was just weathering the storm. And then after that, the boys started to build into their game. And England couldn't handle that. And hats off to all the boys for all the hard work they did, and the coaches on how we prepared the team. Because how we prepared the team was, everything is measured in terms of ball in play minutes in training, the high speed running that we were covering. The boys trained actually at an intensity higher than the game presented. So they were exposed to higher levels. So when the game came, they were able to endure that. They were able to absorb that England pressure. If you remember, going back to the first 10-15 minutes, we were just defending in our 22. And I know coaches will talk about this, because a big work on for us in our rugby is how we exit out of our half. Because if we can do that efficiently, then we'll save a lot of our energy to do what we want to do, which is play. But our boys weathered that, and against a very experienced England team. I mean, that team we played in the quarterfinal, that England team, the majority of their starters played in the World Cup final 2019. They were not monkeying around anymore, and they wanted to put full guns blazing against us in Marseille. But Vijay, the experience that our boys have gotten with the build-up of the test matches, we played 3 PNC games, played France, played England. Those are the 5 tests they needed before we hit Wales in that World Cup opener.